Benito, what are you doing here?
Teacher, is that I don't understand anything about that.
Chemical reactions.
Yeah, that's chemical reactions. Yes, I don't understand anything, so I came to office hours.
Oh, I'm glad that you came here to learn more. So, a chemical reaction is when two or more substances, the reactants, lead to produce a new substance, which is the product.
Oh, so that's what it is.
And Benito, you need to know that there are 5 types of chemical reactions.
Which ones, teacher?
So, the first type of reaction is combustion, which is when a fuel reacts to oxygen and burns and releases thermal energy and some other gases. Here, as you can see, I have the general formula, which is carbon, hydrogen plus oxygen 2 equals carbon dioxide 2 plus water in a gas state of matter. And this is the general formula. As you can see, has carbon and a number, hydrogen, oxygen 2 equals carbon dioxide 2 plus water in a gas.
Oh, so like ta carne asada, yeah, like that.
Yes, and the next chemical reaction is synthesis, which is when you join 2 or more substances to create a new one. For example, here the general formula is A plus B equals AB.
Oh, so it's like with Coca-Cola and Mentos, and you mix them, and then it's a new thing. It's the foam and everything. Yeah.
Yes. So, the next reaction is decomposition. This happens when a single substance breaks down into many substances. For example, here I have AB, this is the general formula, I have AB equals A plus B.
Oh, so it's like when you taught us that the body, when you eat, the food breaks down into many parts, and the nutrients, it gets the nutrients from the food and it breaks down. Oh, so it's that, right?
Yes.
Oh.
So, the next reaction is double displacement, which is when 2 compounds react, the positive ions and the negative ions switch places, forming 2 new compounds or products. Here, as you can see, is the general formula AB plus CD equals CB plus AB.
Oh, so maybe it's like when, imagine if my friend Juan was with my friend Maria, and then Roberta was with Antonio, but then Antonio and Maria switched places, and now Jose is with Roberta, and Maria is with Antonio, and they're all mixed up now. Oh, yes.
Yes, Benito. Very good example. The next type of reaction is single displacement. This happens when a substance replaces another in a forming. Here's the general formula A plus BC equals AC plus B.
Oh, so it's like as if Juan was boyfriend with Maria, but then Mario came along and he wanted to be boyfriends with Maria. And so Mario kicked out Juan, and now he's Maria's boyfriend.
Yes, Benito. Another great example. So, for the next lesson, I will show you a video of another teacher, great teacher, that is friend of mine, and she will teach you how to balance chemical reactions.
Balancing reactions. Why do we balance reactions? We need to balance reactions because of the law of conservation of mass that states that mass in a closed system is neither created or destroyed. First, they give you an equation. After that, you need to list each element and their subscript. Check if the equation is not balanced. In this case, it is not balanced. To balance, we add coefficients, or numbers that we place before a formula on an equation. The coefficient multiplies with the subscript, balancing the equation. For that, we need to do step number 3, that is rewrite the equation. After that is step number 4, that is start adding coefficients. First, you need to start making iron happy. But after you finish making iron happy, you can realize that oxygen is not happy. So to make oxygen happy, you need to change some of the coefficients of iron to make him happy too. But after you finish making iron and oxygen happy, you can realize that carbon is not happy. So you need to add more coefficients. After you finish adding all the coefficients, you need to rewrite the equation and check it to see if it is correct.
Whoa, I understand now, yes.
Okay, I'm glad you understand. So now let's move to the next lesson.
1 hour later.
So now, Benito, I want you to explain what you just learned.
Okay, teacher, let me just think about it. Okay, so the first thing that you taught me was that there are 4 types of reactions based on their energy. And so there was endergonic and exergonic. And you told me that an exergonic reaction is when energy that goes in is less than what comes out. So the reaction produces energy. And so it looks like, so the energy that is available from the reaction looks like this. Because this is when the reaction begins, and that there is a lot of energy that can be used, and then it is used, and then this is the level of energy that is left to be used. And then you taught me that endergonic is the opposite. That endergonic, it looks like this. Because when endergonic, it receives more energy than what it produces. So even if it receives a lot of energy, it is going to produce very little. So it absorbs energy. And so at the beginning, there is not that much energy that can be released. And when it gets energy, it doesn't release it. Well, it does. It gains that energy and releases only a little, but only that little, and the energy stays there. And you also taught me that when the energy that is released is heat, that it is when it is exergonic, it is exothermic, because thermic means heat. And when it is endergonic, it is endothermic. And you said that because endothermic and exothermic are from endergonic and exergonic, when endothermic gets energy, when it gets heat, energy in the form of heat, that energy doesn't go out, it just stays in the chemicals. And so that reaction absorbs heat from everywhere around. And so that happens when you freeze water, and it absorbs energy and it stays there. And so the temperature drops. But exothermic is the opposite. That exothermic is when heat is brought out. That when exothermic, for example, when an ice cube melts, all the energy that was in the ice cube at the beginning goes out into the atmosphere and into everywhere. And so it produces heat and everything gets hotter. And so that's, I don't know, teacher, you taught me that, I don't know if it's right. But do you like it?
Very good, Benito. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, teacher. I am now understanding everything about chemical reactions. Okay, thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye.